guys, Robbie here, and today I will show you guys how to make an intro because it was requested on this channel. Oh my god, what the heck is this? Okay, but I'm gonna show you. I reached 100 subs, as you see here. I'm gonna show you guys how to make an intro because it was most requested on the star poll. So I'm just gonna show you guys my proof instead of just me wanting to make an intro. Well, wait, I think I went too far. Yeah. Where is this? Where is it? Here it is, yeah. Okay, so here we go. If I open this up, results, make an intro tutorial 1. So I'm going to show you guys how to make an intro. First of all, you're going to need a song. I'm just going to pause the video while I find a song. Guys, so if you hear the song in the background, this is the song I chose. I'm gonna see if I can find the drop. So this is what I'm gonna show you guys how to use here. Now, you guys should probably hear that. Now, first of all, you're gonna want to go to YouTube to MP3. You can use any YouTube to MP3 converter. So I'm just gonna want to go over here and copy paste the video link. Now I just download it, and I get this MP3 file. And as you see, I have that MP3 file now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here to mp3cut.net. Now this is where I'm going to go over here, downloads, and I'm going to want to take this song, MP3, and I'm going to go over here to the drop. Download, which is where I'm going to want to save it. So I'm just going to name this 100 subs tutorial intro thing. Coming out. Okay. Now I'm going to want to create that and name this song. At least you can name it if you want. I just like to name it song. Now that we're in Cinema 4D, we're going to go over here, MoGraph and MoText, which you see adds in this text here, which is pretty bland though. So we're going to want to first of all choose a font. I'm just going to choose one here, maybe this, yeah. So I'm going to name this 100, how does that look? What should I name it? No. Name this Tut. For a tutorial. There we go. Yeah, that should work. Now, align to middle. Tutorial. Yeah, that should work. Next, I like to set the depth to 80. Now, if you see where my mouse is down here there are all the positions and stuff. So, down here the Z size is 80. So we're gonna go over here, minus 40, which would be minus half of 80, which you see kind of brings it to the middle. And as you see, this Y is 132.6, and we're gonna wanna copy that. We're gonna put a minus and then paste it /2, which you see should center it. And now, as you see, we have center text. And if you don't think this is centered, it's a bit weird, you could just set this to like T only, and you can center it. Tutorial. There we go. And if you don't think this is perfectly centered, you can move it around. But I think this is good enough. So we're gonna now, as you see, we just have this, just kind of bland. So we're gonna want to click on caps. And we're going to give it fill caps, which you see, this looks terrible. So I like to set the steps to 15 and 15 on both, which you see makes this really smooth. And make sure it's 15 and 15. And then the radius, I'm going to want to set to 2 and 2. Which you see now makes this text, that looks pretty nice. But we're going to want to copy and paste the text So now as you see, we have 2 of it. And you see down here where the Z movement is -40, we're going to want to set this to 25, which you see should move this back. And the depth to 50. Ignore my brother in the background. Next, we're going to want to set the radius to 4 on both of these. And bam! We have this amazing looking text. Oh my god, and ignore my brother in the background. Be right back, actually. Sorry, guys. Back, guys. Sorry about that. But now, as you see, I'm just going to take these 2 emote texts and drag them inside of this null we just made. I like to just name this text. As you see, we spin it with this. But this isn't how we're going to do our camera movements. So I'm just going to rename these. This is the outer, I think, yeah. So I'm going to want to rename that outer. And this is the inner, so I'm going to want to rename this inner. Okay, so now that's just easier. So as you see, we just have this text here, and it's grouped. So we're going to want to import a Lightroom. And so I'm going to use my Lightroom. There we go. So as you see, this Lightroom that I just imported is pretty simple. It's just lights, no special controls or anything. Next, you're going to need some mattes. I'm going to use David's material pack. Now I'm going to take in all these silvers because I want to find a good one. And what color should I make this? Blue? Yeah, blue. So I'm going to go over here and take all this stuff here. Now that I have that. Okay, so now we have all our mattes imported. So I'm going to show you guys how to do render settings and stuff. So I'm going to click here where my mouse is, Mode, and Project. So we're going to want to uncheck Linear Workflow and set Input Color Profile to Disabled, which just makes the mattes look better, and it makes this look worse though, but trust me, the render would be better. So now we're going to want to click this button here. Opens up the render settings. So I'm going to want to click on Output and set this to 1920 by 1080. Now this just makes it 1080p. And the resolution I like to set to 300 and check lock radio. You see, should just make it kind of bigger. Now this may not seem like much of a difference, but trust me, there's a difference there. It's still not the best quality though, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here and set the frame rate to 60. Now 50 also works if you want to do 50, but I like 60. Next, I'm going to set the frame range to all frames. And you see where my mouse is now. We're going to want to set this to 300 and move this over here, which you see now should make this 10 seconds. And next, we're going to click on Anti-Analyzing and set the Anti-Analyzing, I think that's how you say it, to Best. And set this to 1 by 1. That should be fine. And then set that to 2 by 2. Open up Options, set this to 6, set this to 2, and set this to 6. And now we're going to click on Save. So I like to check Alpha Channel and open up Compositing Project File. So you're going to want to check all of these boxes and name it, and you're going to want to make this PNG. And if we open that up, see there's that options. You're probably not going to want to touch that. Next, sorry about that, guys, but we're going to want to add in Sharpen Filter and set the strength to 10. And if you want to, you can add in something else. Anything really. Like, I don't know, color correction. You could turn up the contrast or something. But I just stick with this. This is some basic render settings there. Now that's basically the render settings I like. Next we can apply some mattes. Now, let's say this one, silver one. Now if we once we drag that on, we're going to want to set the projection to cubic and check seamless. Which you see should give us some pretty nice looking stuff. There we go. Yeah, that looks nice. Now, next, we're going to hold on this and click circle. You see, it just adds in this circle, and we're going to want to click camera. Now, if we go down here now As you see, there's all the positions and stuff. We're going to want to set everything down there to 0. And now that you've done that, you see the camera's just right there. So what you're going to want to do is you're just going to want to zoom out until you get a pretty good looking angle. And now that I'm zoomed out, as you see, we can do that. Now, let's say I want a different iron. What about silver 3? I'm just going to keep looking, guys. No. Silver 4. No, silver 2. No, silver 5. Nah. Silver 6. That looks very shiny. You know what, guys? You're gonna be in for a treat. I'm gonna show you guys how to make your own mats. Now we're gonna just double click down here and we have a mat now. I'm just gonna wanna name this iron. And the color, we could just turn that down to like that. And make sure you're using R16 and up for this. Now we're going to go over to default specular, set this to like 40, and you can play around with this stuff. Now I'm just going to do something like that. Now layers, and usually this would be specular. If we go into specular, there would just be width, fall off, inner height, and this stuff. This is for R15, there'd be width, there'd be fall off, there'd be inner width, specular strength, stuff like that. But I'm in R16, so next I'm gonna I'm also gonna add in reflection legacy. You should just have another tab named reflection. You need to just check that. But here I'm gonna go over here. So you see it's reflection legacy, and if I go into the default specular, I'm gonna want to set that to metal. Next, when we're back here, we're gonna want to go over here, specular strength to 0. Now, you usually won't have that, so now that I have this, I'm just going to want to turn that down a little bit. And as you see, if we already drag this on, and I go over here, and do the cubic seamless, as you see, it looks kind of bland like that. And I'm going to show you guys how to make this look amazing. So we're going to want to check diffusion, and check effect reflection. Now we're going to click on this, and click noise. You see automatically should make a big difference, but that doesn't look so good. So if you see, I like turbulence usually, and set the octaves to 3. And if I render now, you see there's way too much. So let's say I set it to 50, which usually works. I'm just going to rotate that up. No, that's a bad angle. So I'm just going to go to the camera real quick to get to a good angle for you guys. Yeah, that's a good angle. Now, so you see that is the difference we did. So you see that gives us a pretty good looking kind of diffusion there. That's what diffusion does. If you like that, I'm also going to want to check bump and set that to noise. I'd like to set that to 2. And set this to Poxo, I think, and octaves to 3 again. Should give it more of a metallic look. There we go. Yeah, that looks pretty nice to me. So that's your metal mat now. And if you think that bump is too much, you can set it down to 1. Yeah, I'm gonna keep it on 1 there, just like that. As you see, that gives us a pretty good look. So I'm also going to want to make a blue mat, because this intro will be blue. So I'm going to go over here, just set this to a pretty good blue color, kind of. Give this kind of cyan kind of like thing, like that. I'm just going to play around with this stuff now, just like that. Boom. Play around with stuff, guys. If you want to get a good looking, as you see, metal, add, reflection. Now, so you see what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here, specular strength 0, set this also to blue color. Now I'm going to want to give this a special texture, so I'm going to want to check diffusion and bump. Now on diffusion, I'm going to want to give this noise, and I like if I want some special texture, you can try something like mod noise. You see, kind of does that. I like mod noise for there, and check effect reflection. You see, should kind of pixelate the blue. If you look right there, that's kind of pixelates it. And if you want to also, you can add in a noise, 1, and Poxo, and 3. There we go. Now let's say I go over here and do that. That should just, if I render now, so you see that's our blue. And I think this should be more of a cyan color there. No, if I render that now, that looks pretty nice, guys. Now, first of all, I'm going to want to click C on both of these. And I'm going to go over here, I'm just going to want to drag that onto U. So now as you see, that's on the U, and I'm going to want to copy it onto letters like that. And if I go over there like this, I'm going to want to do the same and kind of make a checkerboard pattern. Which, first of all, now, if we render that, as you see, it's blue in some places and some places not. And in those places not, I'm just going to put some iron mats. There we go. Iron. Now that we have all those iron mats there, as you see, we get a pretty nice look. That looks pretty nice, I'd say. So this tutorial's already like 15 minutes. This is going to be a long time, guys. I'm going to want to add in a null. I'm just going to name this T, and I'm going to want to move it over to the T. Copy it, move it to the U, the center of the U, the center of the next T, center of the O. So as you see, if you get this, we're just going to want to move it to the center of each of the letters. So just like this, I'm just going to want to keep copying. Ignore the background noises, guys. I can't stop them. I'm sorry. But now, as you see, we can rename all these. Tutorial. Now, as you see, we should have all the letters correctly named. I'm going to want to just go over here and drag in all the letters. Just like that. So as you see, what you're going to want to do is you're going to drag the letters into each of the nulls with the correct names. So this doesn't take that long. And as you see, now that we've done that, as you see all those, now we're going to want to drag these into it also. Now, as you see, this is just kind of a matter of time. This doesn't take that long. Now, after you've done this, we just have a text in. See, we just made that text. Now, I'm taking a long time because I'm trying to explain this to you guys as good as I can. So now, as you see, we have this nice checkerboard looking text. And we're going to want to take the camera and drag this inside the circle. So now, as you see, if we move the circle, it moves the camera with it. And if we go into the camera, if you see, it moves like that. Next, I'm going to want to click on the camera, and on the field of view, vertical, I like to set this to 56 about, and then zoom in again. So as you see, that kind of gives a good look. That just kind of makes it look better. So now, we have a pretty good looking text. So as you see, it may look pretty dark from this angle, that's normal. So I'm going to want to add in a fracture, and I'm going to rename this tutorial, and drag all our nulls inside of that fracture. Now as you see, let's say we go over here, MoGraph, Effector, Random, and we do the rotation or something, like I usually do -12, -12, and -12 for my rotation. And as you see, it kind of just rotates the text like that. So now that we've done that, if we delete it, it unrotates. So yeah, I'm just gonna drag it into our text. Now I'm just gonna go over here, File, Save, and I'm gonna go over here now. I'm just gonna save this as C4D. Now that I've done that, it's saved. I'm going over MoGraph, Effector, and Sound. Now that we've done that, we're gonna go into our documents there, and first of all, we're gonna go into parameter and set that to 0. After we've done that, we're gonna go over here and set that sound file to song. Now as you see, if we play, we have our song in. Now I'm going to go over here and hold on this and set this to all frames. Now we can actually start working on our intro. So I like to go over here and play till I find the drop. Now about 80. Here I'm going to want to go over here and move that up just like that. I'm going to go over here to 180 about and move that down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Run a circle. Now as you see, I'm just going to want to go over here like that. Maybe we can move that to the end at 300 there. So now as you see, when the drop happens, the text starts moving, just like that. It's off point, so we're going to want to just move this around until it is on point. Now if I play this now, as you see, it just says I'm out of filling to get filling. Sorry, I suck at commentating. So as you see, we have now that really nice looking, so I'm going to go back to 80. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here I'm just going to want to move this back just like that. So now, as you see, if we play this now, the drop's off point. Now if I play this, it's good enough. As you see, that looks pretty nice, so we're going to want to go to 80. Ignore my brother again. So now, if we move this, as you see, we get that. So now, it's pretty dark for a lot of the time. Let's say I move this down now, just like that. During times you see it gets brighter. So I'm going to want to click back on the text and go over here and rotate the circle some more. Like that. So now as you see, this goes down like that. So if I go over here and I rotate it like in a 360 like that. You see, I'm going to go over here just like that, and I'm just going to want to rotate this one more now. As you see, if I play this now, if I just go over here, now this is what happens when the drop happens. Now as you see, that looks pretty nice, I'd say. I'm going to go over here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now here as you see, I'm just going to want to go over here like that. Maybe as you see, I'm going to go over here like that. And at 0, I'm going to go over here and now if I play this, now as you see here, I'm just going to want to, now that I've done that, I'm just going to want to kind of rotate it like that. Now as you see, if I go over here and play this now, as you see, it goes like that now. Now here as you see, next I'm going to want to click on the camera, just kind of move it to a good spot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now here as you see, I'm just going to want to zoom in really close and go back to 0. And now as you see, if I play this now, Now as you see, if it goes up and it goes like boom, boom. Whoops, I should have made it go in. My bad, you know what, just delete that keyframe. Go in a little bit. Go over here and move it back, move it up like that. Now as of all, as you see, I'm just going to go over here. Now as you see, we have that played. Whoops, my bad. Instead of zooming in, it should have went out. I was right the first time, guys. Sorry if that confused you a little bit. There we go. Now if I play this, boom. So let's do some effectors now. If I go over here, I'm just going to go over here and go on to the text, and I'm going to want to click plane. Go to fall off and click box. Do you see now? Just makes this box. I just like to make this box really big. And now that I've done that, go to perimeter, and I'm just going to go into rotation now. And just go over here like 360 maybe. Go over here and just like that. So as you see, I'm going to go over here and I'm going to make this rotate 360 on all of the letters. So as you see now, it goes like boom. That's, you know what, I don't know what that's. First of all, I'm just going to do random effector. And I'm going to go over here, -12. -12, -12, boom, random effector. So I'm going to want to go to the camera now, go over here, click on the random effector, and keyframe the strength. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 0, boom. So now as you see, when the drop happens, let's go into the camera for this. Now as you see, if I play this now, you see when it goes out, it kind of rotates like that. So I'm going to go to the random here. Keyframe it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No. Here I'm just going to want to set this to -100. Just kind of reverses it. So now if I go over here and play this. Now as you see, the drop is off point. So I'm going to go over here and select all of this stuff. Go to the drop. Now as you see now, if I play this, is this on point now? Yeah, it's pretty much on point. Now, as you see, I'm going to want to make a spline now. So to make a spline is pretty easy. Now I'm just going to try some now. I'm going to want to make a helix. Turn the height up. And end radius up also. Next I'm going to want to add in, I'm going to want to make this kind of work by adding in this circle and set that to 8. Add in a sweep NURBS. Drag in both of these. Boom. You see, just kind of makes that look. See what I'm going to do next is I'm going to want to make a bend effector. I'm going to want to drag this inside of the sweep and fit to parent. No. Now next, let's say I click C on the sweep. Does it do that? Yeah. So now as you see, I'm going to want to undo that. I'm going to want to copy and paste the sweep. Click C. Drag this in. Fit to parent. Drag it out. Delete. And drag it inside of this. Now I'm going to want to go over here and undo that. Drag it inside of the helix. First of all, I'm gonna go over here, 180. What happens if I do that? Nope, oh my bad, nope. Wrong one, I'm just gonna wanna rotate that up. 180. Nope. You know what, I have an idea. I'm gonna go over here. Next SUC, I'm just gonna wanna go over here. I'm gonna go over here and want to rotate that 180. Now if I make that invisible and go into the camera, take the vent effector, move this up or something. Command Z. Now as you see that, if I go over here onto the helix, no, that doesn't look that good. I have an idea. Spline. Yeah, there we go. Spline arena back. I know it was one of these. Nope, not that one. Wrong one. Command Z importing it. Spline Arena V5. Spline Arena V4. Nope, not Spline Arena V4. Spline Arena V3. I know. It's this one, I think. Yeah, it's that one. I'm just gonna wanna delete these and open this up. Delete these mats. Next, if I go over here, take these two sweet nerves. Right here, it should happen. If I play this now, I'm gonna want to set this back to 300 now, and if I play, now we're gonna want to give these mats, this one blue, and this one iron. Now as you see, it goes like that. If you want a spline in it, if you don't want a spline, sorry for taking up all that time. So guys, I'd say this should be it. The intro tutorial. Now, if I go over here now and basically everything is done now, so I'm going to show you guys how to set it up to save. Now I'm going to want to click save and click that dot 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 button. I'm going to go over here now, click new folder, and name this frames, or whatever you want to name it, and name this frame. Now that you've done that, if you have all these checked, it should be fine. Make sure you've checked all of them. Then, if you go now, now if we click render, now this button there, so you see it should start rendering immediately. It starts rendering all these frames. See, this is, now since I put in 60 FPS, it's 600 instead of 300 frames. If you guys thought that was a pretty good intro tutorial, I'm just saying I suck at commentary. And if you thought that was bad, I do, but that was basically how to make an intro. Explain that as good as I could. Now, see ya.